good upbringing and also school. Just to encourage young people to know that the most important thing in life is to know God. And when you know God, everything is possible. And when you know God and trust God, it does not matter where you come from, or who are your parents, or which school you went, or which clothes you used to have, or how life. So that is it. I want you to be a very strong, courageous woman of God. What are some of the things you like from me? Just curious to ask.
I like the way you love people.
Okay, love. Yeah, I actually talking about love. Someone was saying, when we love because God loved us first. To me, that is number one. He paid it all. He did it all. So for me, I know the value of love, and I love because I think when I was young, I wasn't shown love. So why not to show other people? Because love is the foundation of everything. I know one time I talked about it. What else?
I love the way you smile around everyone. And by the what I've noticed, smiling it's not that everyone can smile, but for you, you always smile. You always laugh. I
Yeah.
love that.
Because God has given me that joy. God has given me the happiness, and I think it's joy. Happiness comes and vanishes. But I've received more from my Lord, my God, my Father, my Abba Father. So I give it a bit out too. So yeah, like actually when I was young, I come from I would say a big family. But when I came to this world, we were only 8. Those were there. And I was the very, very, very last. Very, very last. When I was born, my 2 elder sisters were also stopping to produce. You can see the gap, yeah. So, and then I would say fortunate, but may be unfortunate. My mom had given birth to many girls. Out of the 12 spouse, he had given birth to only 2 boys. Now I happened to fall a boy. You know what happens. It's about a boy, this guy, this boy, it is a child. And me, I could do like, oh my God, what's going on? My mom never hated, never hated me, but she loved my brother. Everything. Even when we would come from school, when I started going to school, you can eat all the food. I don't complain. Now, our village complaining was you begin crying to show that you are not happy. And mommy would not take it, you know, fairly. He would tell me, I don't want to hear this. Your brother, I think, was hungry. The food was not enough. Things like that. So I learned to, because our family it was a humble family, we were poor, very poor. By the time I was a baby, we didn't have even a hen. But mommy said someone gave her a chick. Then with the time we had cows. So I remember one time, the house, there was too much rain and the house fell. And mommy had to tie her clothes around. So we stayed in that for some good time, and the big brother started, adding that house. And life was hard. Yeah, we used to graze animals. My legs have a lot of scars because I used to graze animals. I used to be in the bush. It rains on us. Yeah, and then I went to school. But then someone says, it was a hard life. I never had shoes. First of all, I had jiggers in my legs. So, so, but there was no shoes. You don't think about even the shoes. And also, like the mattress, time came, we could use the grass, dry grass. We put in clothes and it becomes the mattress. But then I started carrying sugar canes. You go to sugar cane plantation, and I was tiny, so could be sold at a fair price. We also take it to our home along the road, put it on the roadside, and we get money. I would sell it for books. I used to do it with my brother, but then he stopped. Then I could do with some community children. Weekend, not at school, we go very early, get the sugar gains we sell for books, for pens. I finished primary. I never wore shoes. It's when I joined the secondary when I happened to get shoes because at secondary I needed everyone in shoes. I don't know which kind of shoes I had, but at least there were some shoes in my legs. So life is that is when somebody sees me now, you guys you see me now. If I don't hear, you not believe that one time the dry grass was a mattress to me. I had to sell sugar canes to get books. That God was with me. God loved me. I believed in God, in everything I believed in Him, but I didn't know how deep He really loves me. The second rate was hard. I was given half fees, was 15,000 Uganda shillings, and we were paying 30. And it was hard, like $10. So I had to look half fees. I have to look for fees, half to pay. So what do I do? I reared some chickens. I also had to dig. I could dig. Saturday, I go very early. I leave the garden like at 1. And people would wonder how many people dug, but I would dig, plant other beans, I had to plant maize, and then harvest and sell. And sometimes we sell some of the chicken. If I don't have cream, I used to sell some eggs and like that. I know I have a sister I could go to. I trusted God. I said, let me go to town. Let me go and figure out my life. I can make it. And I decided to come to Bali City, Bali town, by then Bali district, to town, to live in town. And from there was a new journey. It's different. A village girl has come to town. I always tell you guys that I was young, and many of you I speak to are big enough. So it's good to be wise with which direction you would want to take. Prioritize your decisions and know which friends are giving you advice, which advice. I think I had God. For me, I had God. That was my consultant officer. Like every time I'll go to him, God, what do I do? So I came to live in town.
what I've picked first is putting God first, not letting go of God, and being hardworking.
Yeah, hardworking. I used to carry a lot of firewood, carrying a lot of water, digging. Oh my God! Sometimes we could dig even at night. You dig and you don't see any sign of morning coming. I think one time we went to dig at 1 or 2. We dug, we came back. We didn't even hear the cock, crowns. We didn't completely hear. So it was still very early. Our sister could wake us very early, go dig. My brother used to dodge. He could go. Yes, he could dodge. He could panya in the bush and sleep until morning. So we have that. Don't. When parents ask you to work, when in your home you are the one doing a lot of work, don't feel it's a mistreatment. Don't see it as a mistreatment because I had my big sister. I'm the second to follow, but I don't remember when she could come home even holiday cooking. No, I used to do the cooking. I used not to complain completely. No, I got used to working. Even people got concerned why I'm overworked. It wasn't overworked. It was just working. So I came to town to figure out life. So you people who live in town, listen. I was a young girl. I want you to take this. I was a young girl. And what helped me is my upbringing. Because life was hard. Where I stayed, sometimes they could not give me lunch. I had to move, look for what to do. So when you move, and when you go back at 3 or 2, there's no food. But I used to keep quiet because I wasn't their child. They allowed me to stay in their home. So just allowing me to stay with them, for me, it was a big help. So I appreciated so much for the accommodation. So things like food, if it is there given, thank God. If it's not there, yeah, I also thank God that I lived in town here. But when I came to town, my life changed. Yeah, later on I had a lot of challenges. Challenge number one was, because I wanted to go to school. There was no money to go to school. And was figuring out how to get work. Before I could teach a missionary the local language, how to read the Bible, we could, I think, yeah, within that, I think after a year, I worked in missionary houses. It was okay. They were paying me. I was so grateful. And actually, I thank God that I had my encounter working in missionaries' houses. Because I was hardworking, actually. They were so impressed. I could do work. They are saying, I like, I've finished. Is there any work? And people used to say, no, you don't work like that. You work slowly, slowly. I was used to do a lot of work. So for me, I could not pretend, and I'm not good at pretending. And I think if I pretended, I would have disappointed my father. So I worked in missionaries' houses. It was okay. I joined the church started, could work with some men, cleaning the trenches, we get some money, washing the stones, work, and then in my head, I didn't have any plan of marriage, but someone wanted to marry me. I didn't know how to comprehend it because I was not done with school. It was too much. I share this because it has a lot to do with what followed later on. So I was there, my cousin's like, no, let's talk about these things. To be honest, I was not ready for marriage. I was coerced to go to the church, and the guy was a good guy, was young man, of course older than me, like 5 or 6 years, but he was a good Christian. My whole body was not ready for marriage, but we started engagement, relationship kind of, and then we did the church engagement. And as I pray to God, what God wants me to do, but unfortunate in that process, finishing church engagement in their church, in our church, with the leaders, and these guys got an accident and died. I think from that time, my life was never the same. I was, it's, and that's why I smile sometimes because I got confused and people talked all sorts of things. Even up to now, some people have guards to say that one had a curse, you get it. So I was traumatized because this guy got an accident. We're not married, we never slept together, never, not even one time, but we were engaged. But that, to young girls out there, to young girls like you, just to prepare. Sometimes it can be community out there, it can be even a church. Church members can terrorize you, push you. I took 5 years. I was in a trauma for 5 years, and now God helped me to move on. But every time when I went to my village, then I had some people calling me a widow. At my young age, I said I never got married to this guy. Yes, he committed. We said we will marry. We didn't marry. To me, that one, it was a blow. It made me question God. I asked God many questions. I even left Bali when there was a lot of oppression in church where I fellowshipped from. They were talking so bad about me having a curse. I left even where I went in Ruwera. Again, someone from home went and said, that girl has a curse. Yeah. Oh my God. I had to. As a person, I got hurt, but I had to tell myself, I had later on, because they made me doubt God. That is what I'm trying. People can push us to doubt God. People can call us names so that we forget the good God has done. So people traumatized me a lot that I had to question, are you good? Are you good there? Do you even listen? I could pray with a lot of emotion, crying and like, God, are you still there? Do you even care about me? What have I ever done? I've never committed abortion. I have never done, counting maybe the Ten Commandments. But God was patient with me. There is one time I had a voice telling me, my child, you're talking too much. Don't question me. I mean good for you. I could reason with God. It pushed me to reason with God. It pushed me to spend more time reading the Word of God and praying to God, because everyone branded me the one with a curse. And I picked courage after years, and I believed in myself. And I said, I don't have a curse. Actually, when I started believing that I don't have a curse, I saw God do a lot of, a lot of unimaginable things. One is if I go to someone's salon and sitting, waiting, you will see a lot of customers come, like, what's going on? I didn't know until people told me. If I go to somebody's shop and stand there for some time, you will see customers like, what's going on? Because I started believing that I am not a curse. And you may be called one time. Maybe a friend to you may be called. And out there are some girls who can go through what I went through. I wasn't liked in town, by mature married women or mature ladies. No one had even to sit with me and say, hey, God is good. Guiding the young girls, speaking to the young girls. These are challenges. Boys are going to come. Some of them are just going to try to entice you or lie you. Or you may look at the situation at home and then you feel, like you're nothing. You feel like you're nothing. You're not helping your parents. No, I would say no. Don't listen to those voices. Don't listen to haters. Don't listen to human beings who have no relationship with God. Because I remained puzzled, but like I said, I trusted God. And God started, when in prayer, spending more time in prayer, I could hear clearly the voice of God and tells me not to believe what people would say. And then later on, actually in church, people just started not liking me because of my voice, like singing in choir. And if anyone says, wow, Peace, that was great, those were problems. Those were problems. And that's why I like youth, because when I was a youth and I was in town, no one liked me completely. They didn't like me. They branded youth as the weak people who say youth do bad things. Youth, even when we do come do our Bible study and play volleyball, they never believed in us. Even when we are committed during weekdays, so out to their churches, I know that this happens. Youth are not listened to. Youth are never encouraged. Youth are never appreciated. No one listens to them. No one thinks they can build. They look at them as leaders of tomorrow. And because of what I went through, I changed my way of saying, I was like, youth are leaders of today, not tomorrow, today. And for me, honestly, I love the youth. I really love them. When I see them serving a church, whether they are singing or they are just sitting in a meeting or they are learning a Bible, I feel happy. I want to be around them because there was no one around me. The angels of God and God Himself was around me. And every time big people wanted to put me in trouble, they pushed me again, even besides that instance, they pushed me, you are now big, you get married, what?